Okay, so we're going to demonstrate now the feathering and fanning technique. But before we do this, we just want to show you how you're going to roll your client over and still maintain modesty for them. You can see the overhang of this towel here. There's the same amount of overhang on the other side. And so you want to just raise that up a little bit and push the tops of your thighs against the table so that when your client rolls, they don't take the towel with them. And then you can see Jen's leaning over and she's just holding it up enough, a little lower, that Chantel can roll over effortlessly and place her head in the face hole. So when you're ready. Now it does look a little awkward, but it's about maintaining their modesty. And of course we're on camera, so we're making sure we're really maintaining their modesty. And their legs are always going to get a little tangled in the base towel. That's okay, just straighten it out. Make it feel comfortable for them. Another really good tip is that if you use a massage table cover, sometimes that can help in the gripping of the towels as the person's rolling over. And then you're going to want to pull that top towel back, tucking it in to their underpants or their pants, whatever they're wearing. And you just want to pull it down a little bit so that it's almost to the point where their cheeks are showing. I'm going to be really Aussie right now and say their butt crack, because it's just what it is. Be very mindful never to drip oils there because it will burn. Okay, so sometimes a really good tip is when you're getting ready to drip oils is to place a little bit of pressure on that point of the towel just to ensure that it doesn't go back down the wrong way. All right, so we're also going to show you now the 4 sequences. So the 4 sections of the back, sorry. Each section's about 6 inches long. So if you just want to mark that out with your hands for me first, Jen, before we put the oils on. So we're going to see section 1, section 2, section 3, and section 4, okay? That's roughly sort of 6 inches. Some people have shorter backs, so you may only use 3 segments. Some people are taller, but you're generally not going to find anyone who's going to need more than 4 sections to their back. The reason that we segregate them into sections is the feathering and fanning technique is where Raindrop gets its name from. So traditionally you would have heard us talk in your other modules about how the Native Americans used to stand in the rain, and this is the very sequence that they would perform up the spine to draw in, were originally the Aurora Borealis lights, but then of course once they were confined to reservations it was just standing in the rain that they would do this. So that's how Raindrop got its name. So what we want to do now is we want to actually apply the oils to the spine. So we're going to start with oregano and thyme. Now these are 2 hot oils. We'll start with the oregano first. Now notice Jen just moved Chantel's arm so that her leg can stay engaged, because it's really hard to maintain body contact here. And people are going to naturally want to squish their arm in because they're worried about what part of their body what part of your body they're touching. And so if you just hold their arm gently to reassure them and it's okay to be there. And then Jen's going to drip oregano along the spine. This is where you would check your step sheet summary. She's holding it at a great height. You want to count the drops. And it's just nice to have a drop or 2 in the sections of the spine, depending on your modification, of course. And we try to encourage you never to drop these hot oils any higher than the top of the scapula. Can you just run your fingers across where that last oil finished, Jen, just to demonstrate to people? That's the top of the scapula there, all right? So then Jen's going to use her fingertips now, which is where your nail and your skin on your finger meet, okay? She's going to do the feathering sequence. So she's going to do 3 strokes in section 1, and then 3 strokes in section 2, and then 3 strokes in section 3, and then 3 strokes in section 4. That's step 1. Step 2 is she's going to do 3 strokes and cut those sections in half. And notice the way she's coming all the way into the neck. And then step 3 is the full length. She's feathering all the way into the neck. This is called the largest nerve receptors are at the base of our skull there, so it wakes the body up. She's then going to bring both hands together and fan outwards. So what we're doing is we're moving the chi across the organs. So she's fanning in the three times in each section. And if you can imagine, she's moving the chi across the lungs, across the heart, and then up into the neck. And then the 5th step of your feathering and fanning sequence is fanning together all the way off the shoulders. Beautiful. Now I just want to show you a couple of common mistakes that we see just to ensure that you don't do it. So Jen, could you just show us what angel wings look like? Come down. Yeah, okay. So when people scoop up, very often it's natural you want to follow the line of the shoulders down. We don't want to draw the energy down. We want to draw the energy all the way up. Okay, so we don't want to see these angel wings. Okay, what we want to see is show us what we want to see, straight up and off the shoulders, beautiful and soft like that. All right, so another oil. We'll do time as well, just to give you, again, along the spine, oil is dropped. Your step sheet summary will tell you where to place the oil. And again, these are hot oils. So I want you to consider, if you see pink, it's suggesting heat. If you see red, it's hot. So always check in. Even sometimes, you can start your sections. Even sometimes you won't see any change in colour on the skin, however people can still feel that it's hot. And if there is heat, then we would extinguish that with V6, and we'll show you what that looks like. So you can see Jen's really light. She's not dragging her knuckles. She's keeping it with the tips of her fingers. She's maintaining body contact with Chantel's elbow. She's going to check heat with Chantel. Did it again. So just checking heat, Jen.
How's the heat should feel Chantel's? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now, if Chantel had said that it was too warm, Jen would apply liberally V6. So pour it into your hand. And then straight up the spine. Now that would extinguish heat in approximately 1 or 2 minutes. If it doesn't, you haven't applied enough, okay? So we'd need to be more liberal. Okay, so that's our feathering and fanning sequence.